Now, Final Score with Nick Walters on Fox 16.
Welcome in, everybody. It was yet another wild, eventful week in Arkansas sports. The Muss Bus lost a few players to the draft, but landed some key transfers. The Pit Boss and Hogs football start to put the finishing touches on spring ball. DVH and the Diamond Hogs hit for the cycle and are among the nation's best. Now, while those Razorbacks try to achieve greatness, all-time greats just had their names forever ingrained in the fabric of our state's sports history. This weekend, the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame inducted their newest class of legends. This list of honorees has it all. Former Hogs ranging across generations and in a number of sports. Accomplished players, illustrious coaches from football to track to swimming, even a trailblazer in women's baseball. Before Friday's induction, I caught up with the newly named Hall of Famers. Well, this week gave us the 64th annual induction of Arkansas Sports Hall of Famers. At tonight's reception, we got to catch up with some all-time greats of this state to see what it means for their names to be cemented in Arkansas sports history. The 2022 class of the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame includes 10 inductees. Let's kick it off in football with Matt Jones, Razorback starting quarterback from 2002 to 2004, beating Texas in 2003 and going on to win the Independence Bowl.
5 Jones, touchdown Arkansas!
You just look at this place we're in right now, and just look at all these names out here. It's very humbling. It's so cool though, and then such a great group of guys. I got to talk to Coach Nutt today, and he went in a few years ago, and then David Basil as well. So it's just cool to get to hang out and to reminisce and catch up. And then some of these guys, like Barry Foster, you know, he played in the 80s and the 90s, so I grew up watching him play.
How about former Hog Barry Foster, a fullback who helped Arkansas win back-to-back Southwest Conference championships in '88 and '89, making 2 consecutive trips to the Cotton Bowl.
Here's Foster with a big hole, and it's bye-bye, baby.
It's an honor of a lifetime. There are so many great, deserving athletes coming out of the state of Arkansas, and I am just honored to be one of them, man, and I'm just overwhelmed with joy.
Also inducted is former Hogs quarterback Brad Taylor, who led Arkansas in passing for 4 years under Lou Holtz and Ken Hatfield. Basil Shabazz is considered one of the state's best high school athletes ever, winning the National Gatorade Player of the Year at Pine Bluff, starring in 4 different sports. He'd play pro baseball and finished his football career at UAPB.
I've been waiting on this moment for years. It's just an honor to be nominated with these guys and going to the Arkansas Hall of Fame. Oh, it's very special to see all the great Hall of Famers from the state of Arkansas, and to be nominated now with those guys is just very, very special, and it's humbling.
As for basketball, into the Hall goes Corey Beck, who played a key role in the Razorbacks championship teams of the 90s, winning it all in '94 and finishing as runner-up in '95, and going on to play in the NBA.
And a three-pointer at the other end.
It's a wonderful feeling for me. I feel blessed. It's real classy of the state of Arkansas, the University of Arkansas. I owe it all to my coaching staff and my teammates. So right now, me and my family, we're blessed, super excited. It's a wonderful feeling, man, to be a ball player. All the tour days, the 6 in the morning practices, everything paid off by winning the national title, and from winning the national title leads me to this point. So I'm just so grateful to God, man. It's an unbelievable moment for me.
U of A alum Tyson Gay won a national championship in college track and followed it up with a historically great career as a pro runner and an Olympian, breaking records and even beating Usain Bolt.
Man, it means a lot, man. I mean, these guys are legends. Matt Jones, Foster, everyone here is just a legend, so it's an honor for my name to be mentioned with their name.
And then other guys like Tyson Gay that we went to college together and actually, you know, hung out in college. So there's just it's just a different group of people, and it's pretty cool.
Coaching legends also enter the Hall. Tommy Brazier played for the Hogs in the 60s, later being an assistant on the college level and all across the NFL. Tommy Tice has coached more high school football games than anyone else in state history, 455 over 41 years at Huntsville and Harrison, coaching Brandon Burlsworth in the process. Both coaches are inducted.
Tommy Brazier.
It means a lot to me. So, man, I'm happy to receive this award.
Well, it's really cool, and I keep pinching myself. I think it's a dream happening because I never ever planned on anything like this happening. the things that you really like to hear about is your players and what they've done, how they've become good citizens and good husbands, good fathers and things like that. And I've heard from so many of them here in the last couple of weeks and things like that, and coaches you work with, and you just can't get around and say thank you to everybody, and it really hurts that you can't.
Also inducted is Arkansas swimming coach legend Paul Blair and Dolly Brumfield White, who played in the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League in the 40s and the 50s. Be it a Razorback great or a coaching legend, these inductees understand firsthand what makes Arkansas sports so special. Some grew up in the natural state, and others were adopted by it, but they're all proud to be remembered in a state that sports scene is unlike any other.
Greatest fan base in the world. I've always said it. There's not a professional team, and I guess now with the NILs they are a professional team, huh? Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like this is the professional team. This is the Dallas Cowboys, and you grow up, and a lot of people you might be fans of other teams, but you're a Razorback fan, and so it means a lot to see all the support out here, and just to be in this wonderful class is very humbling and very honored.
You know what, man? I tell you what, Arkansas has been good to me. It gave me a great education. Being a Razorback, it's really indescribable, man, because it's one of the most iconic fan bases that you ever have. I mean, being a Razorback, man, is just something that I'm so proud of. I don't know how to describe it other than just happy to be one. I'm a Razorback for life, and it's just awesome to be a Hog, man.
Know that I was blessed with talent all over the board, and just to use that talent to the highest level was very, very fun for me to put on for the crowd, and it made it much easier for me to excel.
It probably was the best decision I've ever made in my life. So being here in the natural state, it reminds me a lot of Kentucky. That's where I'm from. So that's why I chose University of Arkansas to come here, because it just felt at home, and the people here just treated me with much love when I came on my visit. So when I first came here, I'm just a regular guy, trying to run track. And when people were asking for my autograph and I'm in college, I thought it was like, what? Like, they were kind of treating you like a superstar. So they just really respect student athletes here. And I think that's what means a lot. They treat everyone just great here. Like, if you're a Razorback, you're always a Razorback, and that's the beauty of it.
When I first came to the university, I was a Lee Mayberry fan, a Ron Heary fan, a Todd Day fan. Now, from the work I put in, 3 years I played at the university. I only lost 19 games, won a title, went back to defend my title, but lost to UCLA. So to know that Corey Beck came through here and played, and he played hard every night. He gave it 110% every night on the floor. It's a plus for me.
We've got the Arkansas Razorbacks. We don't have a pro team. Of course, we have other colleges, but everybody's a Razorback fan, and every kid that grows up in the state wants to be a Razorback. And so, that's unique. And then the high school fraternity of coaches is very, very strong. We had a clinic at Hot Springs about a month or 2 months ago, and there was like 1,000 coaches signed up to go there. So football in the state of Arkansas is very, very strong. Starts from the top down, and the unique relationship that we have with all the coaches in the state, the college coaches, that allow us to come on their campuses and see their practices and be part of what they're doing.
I look at all the greats, and I see all the memorabilia from all I don't feel deserving. I really don't, man, because I see so much greatness. Like I said, I'm honored to have it, but I don't feel like I deserve to be in this position, but I am very thankful that I am.
Champions, trailblazers, leaders, and record holders. These men and women all earned the right to get to this stage. Between all the accolades, pointing out a single memory from their playing days that they'll always remember is a tough ask, but it does give them the chance to reminisce on some epic moments and their glory days.
That's tough. That's one thing. Winning a bowl game, it's probably not the sexy pick, but being there for 4 years and 4 seasons, 1 bowl win. We did get to play Oklahoma, my freshman year and lost that game, but that second year against Minnesota, we couldn't stop the run, and then to win. And the bowl games are just totally different. Some of your players don't play, whatever, but that was cool. Going to an SEC championship game, now we didn't necessarily do well in the game, but that was that was fun. You know, a lot of teams from the Arkansas, they haven't went to the SEC championship game. But just that LSU win, the Ole Miss win, there's some beating Texas down in Texas when I think they were ranked number 3 that year. And then I don't think they lost the game for like 2 years and ended up winning the national championship the next year. You know, so that was cool too.
Probably winning my outdoor title, my NCAA 100-meter title. It meant a lot to me. I came up short indoor at my lost. So I realized how to handle pressure. I realized running for the University of Arkansas meant more than anything to the fans, to the coach, the staff, trying to win a championship. So me being able to just redeem myself outdoor, it really meant a lot to me.
The Razorbacks football season is right around the corner, and these former Hogs are loving how Sam Pittman turned around the program. But of course in the news lately is Arkansas basketball after back-to-back trips to the Elite Eight and bringing in the nation's second-ranked signing class. Almost 3 decades since he won an Natty, Corey Beck hopes another is soon in store for Eric Musselman and the Hogs.
Arkansas is in hog heaven. They've won the first ever national championship.
I'm loving it. Me and Coach Muss ran into each other in the CBA, and we competed for a couple of seasons. And I thought we got real lucky to get him. He also coached on the Goodwill games, the USA Goodwill games I played in. So now, after this season and the great recruiting season we got coming in next year, I'm looking forward to it.
A big bravo to all 10 inductees for the well-deserved honor. Well, after the break, let's look ahead to the fall. Razorbacks football is starting to close up their spring practices. We're going to hear from 2 offensive players who will be key for next season's success.
You're watching Final Score on Fox 16.
Well, basketball's in the books, baseball's ongoing, but football is sneaking up on us and fast. We got 4 more months until things get real. And coming off last fall when the Hogs constantly overachieved expectations, fans are counting down the days until kickoff. After 4 weeks of practices, spring ball is coming to a close, so we've gotten a glimpse at how this year's Hogs might look. Familiar names coming back include their QB1, the top ball carriers, and a pair of veteran stars on defense. And in come some new faces on both sides of the ball who can take a 9-4 team to the next level. Here's a look at 2 difference makers for Arkansas's offense, including maybe the biggest land through the portal the Razorbacks have ever seen.
Like spring ball at any school, there's many things to watch for at Arkansas. Starting jobs on the line, playbooks tweaked to fit player personnel, a new look team meshing together under some new staff, and high school stars adjusting to the next level. For the Razorbacks, a newcomer with the most eyes on them may not be an incoming freshman, but a transfer in Jadon Haselwood. The 6'2" wide receiver comes by way of the Oklahoma Sooners, a unanimous 5-star prospect. Haselwood was the number 1 ranked wide receiver in the 2019 class and number 4 player in the nation. He comes to the Hill as a 4-star transfer, finishing his career at OU with 7 touchdowns and over 700 yards. He chose to be a Hog in part thanks to his high school head coach, now Arkansas running backs coach, Jimmy Smith.
I do have that connection with Coach Smith. He was my high school head coach, and I just felt like it just really made sense for me to just come here. I actually reached out to him first because, you know, he was kind of like a role model in my life in high school. He kind of grew me up and made me kind of who I am today. So I just came to him for advice, and he didn't even really put that pressure on me to even look towards any other school, and then I just figured it out and came here. Of course, I know Coach Pitt, too, because I was committed to University of Georgia my freshman year, sophomore year, all the way to junior year in high school. So it was just all kind of connected that way. I just really think it's just the SEC. I mean, I feel like every school in the SEC it's just kind of like Southern hospitality, if that makes sense. Everything is more family-oriented, and especially here, you know, just because I know some of these people before I even signed. Everything just kind of going smoothly for me. I'm still learning. With the bum shoulder, I mean, I'm still pushing hard every day, trying to practice and give everything I got. So hopefully after spring ball, I just have time to kind of get it together. But right now, I'm just fighting.
As the team's projected number 1 wideout, Haselwood has some big shoes to fill. He fills the void of Traylon Burks, the All-SEC selection bound for the NFL draft later this month. Meeting the expectations Burks left is no easy task, considered last season to be one of the best offensive weapons in the SEC. Haselwood is excited for the challenge.
Yeah, that was part of the reason why I came here. of course, Traylon Burks, he's one of a kind, and I know everybody expect me to fill his shoes, but, you know, like I said, he's one of a kind, so I'm just trying to get in where I fit in and make plays with the team.
Of course, a wide receiver can't catch a pass without a passer. Luckily for Haselwood, his QB1 has a successful first year starting under his belt. KJ Jefferson returns after a breakout campaign in which the dual-threat quarterback led Arkansas to their best season in nearly a decade, capped off by an Outback Bowl win. And Haselwood knows what a good quarterback looks like when he sees one. As a Sooner, he played with Heisman Trophy winner Kyler Murray and Jalen Hurts. KJ and Jadon are already gelling nicely.
KJ, he got a great touch pass. I can't really compare those quarterbacks. You know, they all different style, you know, different conferences. So you really can't compare those. But I'd say I play with some great talent, and I'm excited for what's in store for me and KJ. On those off days, we just come up here in the indoor and just get some routes in or whatever. And even when we had a time where we had like our little coaching stations and stuff like that, we'll throw after that as well. So
Haselwood joins a wide receiver room that's also headlined by Warren Thompson and Keytron Jackson. Haselwood says so far this spring, the position group has come together nicely.
Yeah, I just feel like we all make plays and we just excited for each other and make each other more hungry. You know, I see Warren catch a pass, a bomb, or Keytron. It makes me want to go do the same thing, or vice versa. So everybody's just going to make each other better.
An offense can't go without an offensive line. And for the Hogs, they've found a diamond in the rough in Brady Slavens. The nation's 1,061st ranked recruit out of high school, the Kansas native beat the odds and has started over 20 games for the Razorbacks. A versatile lineman, being ignored on the recruiting trail has kept a chip on his shoulder.
I think it definitely kind of puts a chip on my shoulder. I actually love that. Like, a lot of guys on our team were under-recruited guys and make a huge difference and make plays every Saturday. So I think I just let it fuel me, and so it's fun going out there playing with a chip on your shoulder for that reason.
The Razorbacks' offensive line is still a work in progress, just like any position in the spring. But having Latham move around the line, being able to play at any spot when the injury bug bites, is a big plus for the Hogs' running game and their passing game.
I've been mainly playing guard and tackle, a little bit of center, and I'm pretty comfortable wherever they want me. So I think that's kind of why they're moving me around a lot, to get me comfortable at those different positions. So the O-line's really been working on like communication. That's one of our like big keys, and all three groups. And I think you've seen from the first day of spring to now, the communication's gotten a lot better. And obviously it's really good because, you know, me, Ricky, a lot of us had a lot of reps together, so that helps too. And then it also helps we got great D linemen that we're going against.
The team has 4 of 5 returning starters on that offensive line, so they should be pretty good on that end. They say defense wins championships, and while Arkansas didn't take home a natty last season, their defense made their upsets and a bowl win possible in the first place. Some pieces are gone heading into next season, like first-team All-SEC linebacker Grant Morgan. But there are new faces who should play a key role in the fall. One name to know is a former 5-star prospect who's ready for his next chapter as a Hog.
With Barry Odom returning as defensive coordinator, many expect the Razorbacks defense to be back to full strength, despite losing some pieces to the draft. A key addition is linebacker Drew Sanders, standing at 6'5" and weighing in at 230, a transfer out of Alabama and a 5-star prospect in 2019. A DFW native, Sanders chose Arkansas over a laundry list of options, thanks to fit, scheme, and being closer to home.
To screen, and it's going the wrong way again. Drew Sanders drew a bead.
I just kind of knew what I was looking for. I knew I kind of wanted to be a little bit closer to home, and a big deal was staying in the SEC too. So I mean, Arkansas was the first on my list and the first place we wanted to visit, and just I kind of wanted to make that transition from playing on my hand in the ground to standing up a little bit. I think I could fit in a scheme that that they were running, so it was kind of the first on my list. Obviously, making as many plays as they did was an attractive thing, but it's just like I see myself fitting in a scheme like this, and it felt like it was the place for me to be.
Sanders is set to be more mobile in the Hogs' defense, rushing the passer and dropping back in coverage as an outside linebacker, usually with his hand in the dirt at Bama, and most often put in special teams through his first 2 seasons. Sanders is diving into his brand new role.
But Sanders made the finish tackle, and
switching to a whole different position. I mean, you gotta you got a bunch of things you got to change. It's a whole different play style. You go from like reading one part of the ball to you're reading the whole field now. And it's just like really kind of all aspects you got to improve on. You're not coming in here playing something you've played before. It's all brand new. So you kind of got to work on everything a little bit as much as you can.
So it's a whole new start for Sanders, one that junior hopes will bring lots of game starts and lots of wins. The transition to Fayetteville has been mostly seamless as he's accepted by the program with open arms.
It's obviously been a little different, but I think I meshed with the team pretty well. I think we all kind of fit together. A lot of the guys, it's a lot of similarities, a lot of similar personalities, and I think we all kind of meshed together pretty well. Right when we joined this team, we felt like pretty welcome and kind of molded into the team pretty well. So I don't think we didn't really form like a separate group. I think we're all pretty bonded well together.
Sanders is no stranger to the Razorbacks after playing against them on the Crimson Tide. Middle linebacker Bumper Poole returns to the Hogs as their leading tackler, aiming to break the program record for career tackles next season. From practice to film study, Poole has been instrumental in getting Sanders adjusted to the playbook.
He's helped me a tremendous amount. Every day we kind of make it an emphasis, watch film and, him kind of tell me what to do. And I was really excited to get with a player like him with as much experience as he had to try to learn from him.
A whole lot of reasons to look forward to football. Sanders is just one of them. The Hogs are going to hold a practice open to fans inside Razorback Stadium this coming Saturday that replaces the red and white game. So stay with us for more of the final score, including the best thing we saw this week.
You're watching Final Score on Fox 16.
Welcome back into the show. Now, before you go, let's take a look at the best thing we saw this week. We all know Arkansas basketball star Jadon Williams is a master at forcing charge calls, and this kid wanted to show him love for it. Jadon visiting a school this week, and a friendly kid tries to meet and greet, and this is no flop. That is a charge. Check it out again. Perfect technique, absorbing contact, not moving into it. That'll draw the whistle every single time. Now, Williams did declare for the draft a week ago, while keeping his eligibility, of course, but maybe this kid is the answer at center in about, 8 years. Well, that'll do it for us tonight. We appreciate you taking some time out of your Sunday evening to join us. For the entire hardworking team on the floor and in the booth, I'm Nick Walters. Have a great night, and we're going to see you right here on Final Score next Sunday.